All right. Good evening, everyone. Please let me know if you can hear me
All right.
clearly.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay. Please let me know on the chat if you can hear me clearly. And good evening. How are you? How has been your day so far? Okay. I believe everybody can hear me now, right? Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? Yes, I'm fine. Thank you very much. Please, can you see my screen? Oh, great. I think my screen is up now. So, um, let's start. Since Monday, till yesterday, we've been discussing about NumPy, which is numeric Python, which helps us to do any numerical computing. And we've seen several ways at which you can create a NumPy array, from 1 dimension to 2 dimension. And you've seen several ways. And you also saw several operations that we can apply to NumPy array. You've also seen yesterday how you can index or slice elements, from the NumPy array. And I believe you're able to enjoy yesterday's class. And today we'll be working with Pandas. And Pandas is one of the fantastic modules, for data science and machine learning. In fact, every project, in data science or machine learning actually, rely on Pandas, because without you importing your data, with Pandas, you will not be able to do any data science activity. That's why it is good to know and to know how to work with Pandas. So today we're going to see how to create a series and data frame with Pandas. Remember, before you can use Pandas, you need to import the module. And you can simply import that module by using import Pandas as PD. I believe all of you know how to do this. Now, we have two components of Pandas. The first one is just series. And what is a series? A series is just a variable or column of your data. For example, let me open a particular data set that is not government oriented one. Let me look at my computer so that we'll not be using non-disclosure data. All right, let me look at this one here. Our data. Okay, I just work on TV data. Where is it? TV. Okay, so let me open this data to explain what we're about to do today. So here, if you look at it now, this is the data about a company, right? Who want to see how the viewers are rating their program, right? For example, you see the subscribers here. Let me zoom. Let me zoom so that you can see. So look at this one. So we're playing with the data a lot here, right? Don't worry if you don't have this data. I'm just trying to show you the real world data. And if you look at the link I sent to you, you will see various data sets that you can play with. But for now, let's look at this one. This data is open with Microsoft Excel, right? And I believe you all know how to open a Microsoft Excel on your computer. Excuse me. Now you will see that here we call it, all of this one here are called variables, right? And each variable is holding a set of data. For example, here is a variable and it's holding, the rating of those subscribers, right? For example, this person gave it 8, this person gave it 5, maybe on a range of 1 to 10. You can see how they are rating the company. And here is gender, male and female. God made them. This is it here. And this is the view number of views, right, for a particular program. This person, has watched. You can see online library, show 1, show 2, show 3, show 4. So all of these ones here are called variables. So if I ask you how many variables do you have in this data set, you just count it for me. You can see here, if you look at this one here, it's saying 9. So here we have 9 variables. Okay. Another thing is how many rows. Then to count the number of rows, you have to come here and then select, for example, let's look at gender. You can see. So the total rows here is just 462. So that means that this data set has 462 rows. Okay, very simple. Now, when we now move into pandas, right? Whenever you see a variable in pandas, it will become a series. For example, this is series, okay? This is another series, gender. This is another series, views. This is another series, online. This is another series, library. This is another series, show 1. This is another series, okay? So each variable of your data is called series in pandas. Now, when you now combine everything like this, it's now called a data frame. Okay, that's just the concept of series and data frame and pandas. As you can see it here, here is a series. This is another series. For this one here, the series is gender. This one here, the series is country. This one here, the series is age. And when you combine all the series, right, you now have a data frame. Any question from here? Yes, Damilola, thank you. Series is equal to a column or a variable. Okay. So if you want to talk like a data analyst or data scientist, you not say you have 5 columns. Instead, just say you have 5 variables, 10 variables, 1,000 variables, and you have the rows you write are called observations. You have 10 observations, you have 100 observations, and so on. Now, let's see how to create this series. So please don't be in a hurry that, oh, today I want to import my data. Importing data is actually one of the easiest things you can do when you understand pandas very well. So importing is very simple, but it's good to know something from the scratch so that when how will I call it? Let me use this English. When you are matured in this, right, you become rugged, okay, and you can easily do anything without using ChatGPT. Okay. Now let's see how to create Panda series, and with pandas. Imagine you have this series called gender, right? And you got it from your data frame. If I ask you to create this series, what we do after you have imported your pandas module, you just say pd, because remember the alias of pandas is pd. So you now say pd dot series. And look at this one here. The series s here is in capital letter. So don't make a mistake by using a small letter. Okay. So then the series here will now be in form of a list. That is why everything you have mastered so far are very, very, very important, right? Everything you have mastered is very important here. You can see here that here we are using list. And you cannot be asking me at this stage what is a list and why are we putting quotation for every gender here? You know what it is because this is just these are strings, okay, and they must be quoted. That is why we have it here. So if you run this, okay, remember when you are running, you need to connect to the kernel. If you are using VS Code, and if you are using Google Colab, the same thing. Okay. So, but first of all, let's import the data. Okay, now we have imported the data. Then the next thing is to run this guy. You can see now I have run this and I have my series as this. Okay, and when you look at this one here, the data type here is saying it's an object. So when you get into pandas, right, the string will become an object. All right, that is what we have this as object. And if you ask for the type of gender data type, it will tell you it's a series. Remember, this is just a series. Another example from this data frame is to create a series for country. As you can see, country. So how will you do that? The same thing. PD the series, okay, and then you put the data in that column variable into this list, and then you run it, and that will give you another series. Okay, now you have a short exercise. So create this age as panda series, and you have 2 minutes to do that. So let me see your code on the chart. So you are creating series for age, right? If you cannot do up to 10, just do the one you can do and let me share you do it. Over to you. If I can see 5 responses on the chat, I will continue. Okay, as to zoom my PC. So let's zoom it and let's see how to go. Okay, I just zoom it now. If you cannot see this, okay, because an image, don't worry, just create any one that you know. Okay, create any example that you know, and let's see. I just want to know that you know how to create it now. Okay, I can see 3 responses. Abiola, you got it. Thank you so much. But Joe 92, you did not get it. You should find a way to know why you don't get it. Ayola, thank you, you got it. Opotislayer, okay, you also got it. Oppo the Slayer, rather, you got it. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, now that you know how to create a Panda series, the next thing is to know how to create a data frame. And you already know what data frame is. It's just the combinations of those series. Okay. And to create a data frame, right, what we do is to create a data dictionary. Remember the last time we were taught about list, set, tuple, and dictionary. So when you are creating a data frame, right, your variable here will become a key and the values here will become value. You know, dictionary is a key value relationship, key value pairs rather. Okay, so now you will turn this guy into this dictionary. For example, how many keys will you have here? Who can tell me the number of keys that this one is going to be? Who can tell me the number of keys that we are going to have in this data frame? Anybody? All right, thank you, Oppo displayer. You got it. All right, thank you so much, everyone. You got it. So that is why we have something like this. Okay. Somebody saying 10. We don't have 10 keys. It's just 3. Okay. Remember, the majority carry the votes. Okay. If you are saying 10, you are wrong. And why are you wrong? Because You can see here that here is a variable 1, this is another variable 2, this is another variable 3, and each variable will become a key. So if we have 3 variables, automatically we now have 3 keys, and that is what we have here. You can see this one, the gender is one key, the country is another key, and age, according to this data, age is also another key. And after we have created the keys, right, then you now put value there, by using colon, and then all the values here will become a list. That is why we have this one as the value for this key, then this one the value for this key, and this one the value for this key. As you know, when you run this, immediately you will see that it's a dictionary, okay, but that is not the end. What we need to do again is to now call on pandas data frame on it. For example, just like the capital S starts with a panda series, the same thing is going to also happen here. For data frame, it will be capital D, pd dot data frame, and then the dictionary that you have created, you will now put it in this place. So when you run it, you will now get a data frame. As you can see, this one looks like the data in your spreadsheet, and you are having 0 here because this is the index. Okay, remember the Python index starts with 1. So here is row 1, here is row 2, row 3, row 4, and here is row 10. Any question from here? Okay. Any question? Okay. Uko Iki is clear, right? All right. Thank you very much. It is so clear. Very, very simple. Okay. And another thing I want to show you is that look at the data frame that we have in the image. You will see that the order of our data frame is gender, country, and age. Now, when we created our dictionary, you can see that this thing is somehow, is it in the same order? Country, gender, country, and age. Yes, it's in the same order. But sometimes, dictionary used to misbehave. That is why we can specify these columns so as to specify the order that we want our data frame to look like. In this case, we will have it in the order of country, gender, and age. Gender, country, gender, and age. And that is why we have this. So if I rearrange it like this, saying we have a gender, we have a gender, okay, and a comma, and a country, and I remove this one here. If I run it, you will see that I will have it in that order. Okay, so in case you are creating a data frame and the thing is sorting itself, which is not the way you want it, then to control it, you have to use the columns argument or parameter, and then you specify how you want the order of your variables to come in form of a list. By this, you now have this data frame. Any question? Must you use dictionary to create a data frame? The answer is yes. Yes, you must use a dictionary to create a data frame. That is the best way to create your data frame. Okay. Let me bring this one up here. Okay, I will create just pure example here, and then I will ask you to create a data frame by yourself. Once you can do it, I will be happy, and I'm going to continue. So this is a data frame in Microsoft Excel. Okay, so please make a data frame out of this. You are not clear, Friday, you are not clear on how we create it with the key. Remember that number one, you must understand what a dictionary is. Once you understand that, there's no problem. Okay. Does it mean we have to input the data individually, sir? Yes, in that dictionary. For example, look at this. Here is our look at it. Here is our data frame. Okay. And to create a dictionary from it, you need to this is the dictionary, okay, by using the curly bracket, and then you know that a dictionary is always having a pair. Just like God made female and male, they must always come in pair. Otherwise, there's no world that anybody can live without a female and a male. Okay, that is why we have it here. You can see here is a key, and the key will be your variable. Okay, you can see here is one key, and then all the values here is what you put as a value in a list. Okay, here's another variable, so this will become a key, that is country, and the values here will become a value and to be in a list. Okay, and this is another one. That is how we created it. All right, and then we then call on pandas data frame and call the name of the dictionary on it, and that will give you this guy. So it's very simple. Okay, please, over to you. Kindly work on this and let us see how we do it. I can see John. Thank you, John. Identity. Okay. You say PD data frame. Yes. Name John. Okay, this is for your own example. Thank you. Sex. Okay, male, male. Female, female. Yes. And age. Yeah, you got it. Thank you. This will give you a very good the data frame. Okay. So any other can somebody try it again and let's see what you have. Remember, this is a practical training. If you don't practice it, it will become like you watching macaroni, or you are watching which one again? Lawyer Kunle or whatsoever, right? So it is good you practicalize it. Just like people are citing examples on the chart, you must also do the same thing. Otherwise, it will not make a meaning to you, and you may forget it except you rewatch the video again, which I don't want you to actually be doing, except you want to revise what you have learned. Okay, any other one, please? Apart from John, nobody has done it again. Okay, Victory Adepoju is also trying. But okay, so let's do it all together. Okay, let me merge this guy. Okay, and let's do it. So in this case, what we do is to say PD. In this case, I don't want to start creating dictionary by myself. I just say PD dot data frame. Okay, and then we have something like this. Okay, and then from there, we are going to create a dictionary inside it. Okay, it will be like this. All right, and then excuse me, very hard to code in Excel. Okay, so now I'm going to say yes regard. I can just say regard. Okay, and then I put the value there in a list. Okay, 8, 5, 5. That's all, and I'm going to end it. Sorry, I'm going to press Alt. Okay, another one is gender. Okay, yeah. Then in this case, we have male, okay, and then we have a female, okay, female, and then we have a female. All right. Then another one is views. Okay, we have views. You can see the way I'm doing it. Okay, I know it's very difficult. Okay, you will not always be creating what do you call it? You will not be creating data frame every time. Okay, but it's always very good to know how to create it from the scratch. Okay, 58, 458, 460. Okay, 457. Then when you are done, okay, then another one that is online. All right. Then so this one here will now be another list. Okay, 821, 810, and then 8, 2, and 4. Okay, then I'm done. So all right, so I can paste it. I can paste it to my Excel now. To my sorry, my what do you call it? I can paste it to my script. In this case, I just create a code and put this one there and call it TV data, for example, TV data. Okay, and getting an error because my key are not in quotation. Okay, so this guy will work now. Okay, so I'm going to work on this and this one too, and by the grace of God, it's going to work. Okay, what is the problem? Pandas has no attribute data frame. Okay, capital D, capital F. Thank you so much. Now you can see we have it now. And then if I call on TV data, all right, you can see the result here. Regard gender view online. And that's exactly what we have. What we have here. Regard gender view and online. Okay. And that is how to create that. Any question? Okay. Any question? I don't want my class to be dull. Oh, what's going on today? All right. Please, can you come again? Please, is this case sensitive? Yes, this is. Remember, your name is who asked that question? Your name is Aderonke, and somebody is calling you Aderonke Ke. You not like it. So that is the same way this one. So the main thing is data, capital D, frame, capital F. So when you don't follow the how will I call it, the naming, what do you call it now? The right name of that function, it will not work. That is why it did not work before. Okay, show how to edit column at this point. Which column are you editing, Master Ebenezer? Is this Python likened to SQL? Yes, depending on what you are doing. So remember, you are going to be using SQL verb, okay, SQL clauses when you want to select data from database. Okay. Yeah, most of you got it. Thank you. You all got it. Yeah, you all got it. Okay, so that's how to create a data frame. So I think you have gotten this. Now, remember, just like we have it in NumPy, all right, we also have what is called attribute of pandas. Okay, attributes. In this case, we'll be looking at several attributes, to view your data. For example, we want to see the head of your data. That is to see the fewer observations in your data, and we also have registration. To see, imagine you import a very large data set, about 200 million rows, and you want to see everything at once. your computer will crash. There's no way it will not crash. That is why we have some attributes that will help us to be able to have a glimpse of our data. And one of them is this dot edge. Okay, dot edge. Okay. And when you say uh, dot edge, it will give you the full COVID-19 data frame as well, because I will be using it throughout this script. And don't ask me, you don't have my copy today because you already have it. I've already sent to you on WhatsApp, so just check it. You can't hear me. What happened that you cannot hear me? Let me see. Hello, can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me? Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now we have two data frames. The first one is the registration data frame, and the second data frame is the COVID-19 data frame. First of all, I'll introduce two attributes. One of them is dot tail, right? Sorry, dot edge, which gives you the first 5 observations of your data, and the second attribute is dot tail, which gives you the last uh the last what do you call it, what things can I use now? The first, okay, the last view of your data set. That is what dot tail will give you. For example, you can see this one give us uh data set, starting from the end, and then moving to the number that you specify here. Okay, the same thing we have done for this COVID-19 as well. Now, another method, okay, exactly. So, head is the first the first view of your observations, the last view of your observations. That is what head and tail would give you. Now, let's move on into dot info method. So this one will just give you, just like a structure of your data set. Here, it will describe the number of rows that you have, the number of columns, and show you their data type. So in case you want to know how the dot info methods look like, you just run this. For example, you can see it shows us that we have data columns, and we have we have three columns, as you can see, and it shows us those columns here. Gender, the data type is object. The country, data type is object. And you know what object means? That it is a string data type. And then we have age, which is in integer, as you can see. That is what the info, we do for you. I hope you understand it. The same thing for COVID-19. You can see that we have about we have country here, it's of type object. We have total cases, it's of type integer, and up to the population is also of type integer. Where is the 64 coming from? Yesterday, you remember we talked about data type and how the computer is saving it in their memory. The 64 is just the how will I call it, the memory classification of the data type. So don't worry about this 64 included. Just know that it is an integer. That's all. Okay. Object is a string, and integer is the in 64 is just it as integer. That's all. Nobody will be asking you is it in 64 or in 32. They will leave that one for the computer architecture people. Okay. Now, another one that we'll be looking at now, some of you are taking notes. It's good you take a note, but don't worry, remember that you have this script already, okay? And you'll be able to visit that script anytime you want to revise. Otherwise, it will not be hard for you to just quickly write what I'm saying. Okay, we have another attribute called dot shape. And yesterday we look at shape, right? Shape will give you the dimension of your data. How many rows do you have? How many columns do you have? Now, if I run this guy now, it will return the result as a tuple, meaning that here, who can tell me what 10 means and what 3 means? What does 10 mean and what does 3 mean? Anybody? All right. Rows. Okay, Ebenezer and rows. Do you want to say row or rows? The material is available on your WhatsApp. All right. You have 10 rows and 3 columns. Exactly. 10 rows and 3 columns. So the same thing for this COVID-19 data. It has 8 rows and 6 columns. Okay. Um, Another attribute that we can also look at is the dot index. Okay. And this dot index, what it will return is the row observations of your data. For example, from 0 to how many rows. That is what this index will do. Okay, as you can see, it's saying that the data start from 0 and stop at 10. Okay, so and that is how it is. That is how this one is. Okay, and another one that I would like you look into is dot columns. This one will return your columns, all the column you have in your data set. This guy will return it. Remember, it's you don't need to put any brackets here, otherwise it will throw an error. You can see. So just see dot columns, and it will give you all the column information. You can see we have gender, country, age, and the same thing here. This one is you have country, total cases, total death, total recovered, active cases, and population. Okay. Now let's see how we can index our data frame. Remember yesterday, you know how to index, in numpy array, right? So now let's see how to index this one too. Okay. So imagine you want to extract a particular column from a data frame. How will you do it? To extract a particular column, you will just put this the square bracket and put the name of the column you want to extract. And when you're extracting a particular column, right, it return it as a series. Remember, a variable or a column is a Pandas series. So that is why when you say registration square bracket at the name of the variable you want to extract, it will return the result as a series. Okay. Now the same thing happen here. If you say age, it will return the age for you. I hope you understand it now. Another way to extract a given column is by using dots and the name of that column. For example, I can also say registration.age, and it will extract the data for me. But this one, we're able to use this method because our variable name does not have a space or a special character. For example, if you look at the COVID-19, right, this COVID-19, if you want to extract total cases, you will have a problem here. As you can see, it's saying that invalid syntax because there is a space in these total cases. That is why the dot operation will not work. In this case, you need to use the normal index method by using the square bracket. So when you run this guy now, okay, you will see it will be able to give you the answer. All right. Okay. Any question from here? All right. Okay. Any question from here? Okay. Any question? Somebody is asking why is shape does shape giving us a tuple? You were here yesterday when we use shape, and you know that anytime you are using shape, it will return a tuple for you. Okay, and tuple will be the number of row, comma, the number of column. That's all. So does this apply to database? I don't know what you mean by database. Please, this is pandas. This is data analysis. Okay, when we move on to database, you will know this is another language entirely. Okay, database is another language entirely, and we are using query language to be able to query data from the database. Now we are not in any database now. We are currently in our local computer. So just focus on this for now, because in database everything like will look different. Okay, but the idea of your analysis, what you just need to know is to master the syntax. Just like oyinbo will not know how to speak Yoruba, for the first time, except it's being taught. The same way, when you get to database, you need to understand the query syntax. Yeah, exactly. You mean those apply to database rows and columns? Yes, row and columns will always be the same throughout until Jesus comes. Explain the selection. Selection of a particular variable, you need to apply the index, and this is it. You just say a bracket and put the name of your variable that you want to extract into it, and that is what will give you this value for gender. And some Pythonistas always use the dot to extract a particular variable, and that one, is just that. For example, if you know Jesus and rapture comes today, you will go to heaven, right? That's exactly because you have followed the naming syntax. That is why this one was able to work. But if you don't know Jesus and rapture comes today, okay, you know the Bible, right? Some people will use their blood, they will have to pay with their blood. And if they don't, how will I call it? You know what it means, right? Exactly. So that's it. So this one, right? If this one here has a space, therefore you have to use a special way to extract it. And that is why we are coming into this level by using this special way. Otherwise, if it follows the naming convention, then you can just say dot and name of that variable and you'll be able to get it. That's all. I should increase my fonts. Okay. Uh okay. So this is my font now. I've increased it. It is better to rename column. Yeah, it's better to rename column. Yes, you will know how to rename column very soon. Okay. But for now, let's just let's just do more than one column. Okay. All right. Can you hear me now, everybody? Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me now? Okay. Thank you. So you've seen how to extract a particular column. Now let's see how to extract or select one, two or more columns. So to extract two or more columns is very simple, right? The number one, the dot operation will not work. Forget about dot operation. So this how to extract more than one column. Okay, this is it. Can you see? Uh you will use, first of all, this one is a square bracket, all right, and you now put a list, right? All the columns you want to extract, you now put them in a list, and that is what will get you to have this result. Can you see? And if I also want to add, let's say I want to add age as well. Okay, let me put age here. Okay, if I put age here, you can see that it has extracted age for me. Okay, so that is how to extract more than one column. Okay, let's see another example for COVID-19. Here you have this data frame, okay, and so who can show me how to extract the following columns? You are extracting the country, you are extracting total cases of COVID-19, and you are extracting population. Please, can you give me the syntax on the chart? Show me how to extract the column country, the column total cases, and the column population. Please show me how to do that. Thank you. Show me how to do that. Okay, thank you. James, thank you. Daniela, thank you. You got it. Thank you. Oh, everybody got it. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for getting it. Thank you. Thank you so much. So exactly this is it. Okay. Let's see what else you can do. Um, Let me also bring the concept of .ilog and .log into this matter. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now let's see .log on and .ilog, right? To be able to extract the data, from the data frame. Now, what is .log? .log is an attribute of Pandas, which is useful to select, row and column. But in this case, the column must be in a label. So what I mean is this: when you say .log rather, right? The row that you want to select, right, will be in the first part here. Okay, while the column will be listed as this. So if you run this guy, you'll be able to extract the data that you want. Can you see? Here, you know that 0 to 3 will be, can you see? 0, 1, 2, 3. And the country, I mean, the column of data set that you want to extract, right? You just specify it here, and this will get it for you. And that is how .loc LOC used to work. Because the last time that we did this one here, this one can only extract those variables out. But with this, you can't specify the number of observation that you want. This one will extract everything, all the rows and the number of columns that you specify here, country and population. But for the .log, right, you can specify the number of observation that you want in that order, and the number of the columns that you want. You know, you just put it in a list, and that will get it for you. And remember, this one, the column will bring all the rows for you, and this one will give you all the 3 columns that you specify. That is what this guy will give to you. Any question on the .log attributes? The value at the observation, right? Yes, yes, yes. That is the observation. Yes, yes. Row is selected by index. Thank you. Yes, it is very sweet. The value at the observation. Yes, you are correct. Okay. And one thing about .log is that, you know, the value there, they are inclusive, because the last time when we say 1 to 5 in Panda, it will start from 1 and end at 4. But when it comes to Pandas, right, everything is inclusive. That is how Pandas behave. Okay, behaves. Exactly. Thank you, Abigail. So with .loc, you can specify the choice of your row and the choice of your column. Exactly. .loc is indexing by position. Yeah, yeah. Index by position, and then the second one will now be for the column label. That is how to get it. Now .iloc. This one is doing the column index, right? The column index. So you specify the number of the column, so that is how the iloc is working. For example, look at this one here. iloc. Here you can see you specify your row index, that is, it's starting from 0. you know Another problem here, look at it here. Why the .loc, right, is inclusive, the .iloc is not inclusive for the index. Can you see? We specify 0 to 3 and it ends at 2. Can you see? Not 0, 1, 2, 3. It ends at 2. Then for the column position, it does not use label, just like the LOC is using the label, but it's using the index position of the column. For example, 0 and 5 will be the first one and the last one, which is the population. That is why you have this. I hope you understand how the LOC and .iloc is working. Any question from here? Can somebody summarize what I just said? The difference between the .loc and excuse me. Somebody should summarize the difference between .loc, df .loc, and df .iloc. Anybody? Yeah, the .loc apply numpy index styling. You are correct. Thank you, David. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. You get it. So dot loc is inclusive, while dot iloc is exclusive. Thank you. You are correct. Then the dot iloc is taking the column as index or number, while the dot loc is taking the column as label. Okay. Thank you so much. You are all getting it. You are all getting it. Uh, Let me give you. Okay. Imagine you have this one here, right? Imagine you have this one. So can you give me? I need the the last 3 observations, for country and population. Who can show me how to extract that data? The last 3 observations, in this data set for the column country and the column population. Somebody should do it for me. Thank you so much. Somebody should tell me how to select the last 3 observations for the column country and column population by using either dot loc or dot iloc. Kayode is saying tail. Yeah, tail will extract the last 3 observations for you with all the columns. So Kayoma, he did not get it. Thank you. The data frame is the COVID-19 data frame. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Abdulhamid. I would like to do it in that form. Maybe you can say df dot, so that this one, because if you apply this one, you get an error. So can you call the name of data frame in it? It could be COVID underscore 19 or GF as your data frame. Tech plus. Yeah, you got it, but you didn't write it clearly. Okay, I believe you all got it. So the answer should be this. Um, the answer should be this. COVID-19. COVID-19. Okay, it's equal to. Sorry, that will be. Let's call it selection, for example. Maybe your boss asks you to select that data. So it should be like this. COVID-19. Okay, COVID-19. In this case, I want to use dot, ilog, for example, dot ilog. Okay, dot ilog, uh, dot ilog. So this one will be 5 to 7. Okay, comma, and then this one will now be to be 0 and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0 to 5. Yeah. So this is the answer. Okay. Yes. So this is the answer. Okay. And I can actually run it. Let's run it. Let's run it. Uh, uh, what's the problem? COVID-19 is not defined. So how did they define this guy? Uh, okay. So I can just do this. Okay. And then I can remove this guy in case I don't want to save it. What's the problem? Uh, what is the problem here? Who can tell me what is wrong here? Oh, okay. What is the problem? That let's see. Uh, we have COVID-19. Oh, sorry, we didn't put dot ilog there. Okay. Now you can see. Okay, the third that is it will be 5 5. Okay, 4 to 7. Uh, is that the right way? That will be this one. 5 6 7. Who got it here? Let's do it together. Who got it? Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Okay. All right. Tanzania, Uganda, Sudan. That is exactly what I needed. And that is what I got now. Okay. Okay. I did the first three, not last three. Okay. For me, I did the last three. As you can see, Tanzania, Uganda, Sudan. And the country, the country is this, and we have their population to be this. Okay. If I want to select the COVID-19, I will just put one here. Okay, and we have it. So that is how the answers will be. Okay. All right. I believe you all got it now. Thank you very much. So that is how to extract the data. Now let's see another. Somebody may ask, how can we rename our column? How can we rename our column? So to rename a column, you will use dot rename function or dot rename attribute. Okay, you use dot rename attribute, and the column you want to rename, you now put it inside the dictionary. That is why it is good to master your dictionary very well. Okay, you will put it inside the dictionary. Okay, for example, let's say I want to rename. You can see here before we have total cases here, and I want to call it COVID-19 cases. Okay, and then the total death here, I want to rename it as COVID-19 death cases. So how do we do that? So to do that, you just apply dot rename attribute, and then the columns, it has this one here. And if you don't want to specify the argument, no problem. Just put a dictionary here. Okay, put the dictionary here, and it will work. So let's run it. Okay, I run it. As you can see, I got my answer. The total cases, excuse me, it did not do. Let's see. Okay. All right, great. So you have to specify columns. Please don't remove this column argument. Okay, you specify the columns, and you now put those things you want to rename in terms of the key value pair. Okay, the old column, the old name is what will be here. The new name will be in the value. The old name for student will be in the key, and the new column will be in the value. So when you run it, you will get this. Okay, and that's how to rename a column. How to merge two columns. You get it. Don't worry, we are getting there. Okay, you have today and the Monday to discuss pandas. Okay, don't worry, you will get there. You know everything about pandas. I can bet it with you. All right. So now you have this. Can you see? That is how to rename a given column in pandas. Now, another set of things that we can also integrate into dot rename is by using the in place is equal to true. So instead of you having to be creating to be creating a column for your to be creating a variable for your resulting um for your result, right? For example, you can see this one, we did not have the data set. And if I call on the COVID-19 again, you will see that everything we have done will be discarded. Can you see? So because we did not save the result. So now if I save it, I have to start saying the new data is this. But it's not good to be doing that since we have an argument that can help us to correct that. That is what dot the in place argument is doing. After you have used a dictionary here, you just say comma and you say in place is equal to true. So what this one is doing is that the result that you have gotten from this operation, this one will now replace the original data frame so that you don't need to start, creating a new variable that will hold your result. So if I run this guy now, okay, and I call on the COVID-19 data frame again, you will see that it has replaced it. And you see, before you remember, we have our total cases. Now it has replaced it as COVID-19 cases, and that is what in place argument is doing. Okay, let me give you another example so that you can understand what I'm saying. After this example, we are going to um, take a break for 3 minutes. Now, let's see this example. Here, we have registration data frame. I believe you know this data frame. Okay, now we want to rename this variable. We want to rename the gender variable and call it sex. Okay, so how do you do that? Number one, you just say dot rename. Uh, then with this argument called columns is equal to, then you now put it in dictionary. For example, you have the dictionary, as you can see, you have the dictionary. Okay, then the old name will be the key, the new name will be the value, and then you can say in place is equal to true. So if I run it now, and I call on the data frame again, you will see that the gender will be replaced by sex. That is exactly what we have here. Any question? Sorry, it's not dot in place, it is in place, not dot. In place, and not im. It's not IMPLAC, it is in place. In place, okay? In place is equal to true. In place is equal to true. So that is how to do it. All right. Any question again? Okay. And let me see. Let's take a break for 4 minutes, please. Everybody, stand up, praise the Lord, praise the Lord, praise the God of knowledge, praise God for making you to understand it. Okay. Yes, it will clear the former data set and replace it with the new one that you have renamed. If you say in place is equal to true. Please stand up. Everybody stand up. Stand up from your seat. Stretch your body. Stretch your body. Stretch your body. Praise the Lord. Okay. Wave your hand up to the Lord. Praise the Lord. You can jump. Jump. Let's exercise. Okay. Take your eyes from the computer. Okay. If you have a wife, go and tell your wife, say, my wife, I love you, and come back again. Okay. All right. Okay, okay, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And there's no way to recover it back. Yes, anytime you say in place, that it is gone, except you rerun your script again. So the only way to recover it back is to rerun your script where you import your data sets. Okay, that's how to get it back. Okay, now time up for the break and let's come back again. So remember the last time when we were doing our numpy array and I showed you, okay, the singles, don't worry, your time will soon come. Okay, invite me for your wedding, I will come. All right, now let's see how to create a derived variable. Okay, in this case, we'll be adding another column, a new variable into our data frame. So let's see how to do that. Okay, for example, we have this COVID-19. Okay, and let's see which one. What do we want to create? We want to create a fatality rate, and in this case, fatality is just the number of deaths over what? Number of deaths over number of total cases. Okay, so fatality rate is number of deaths, people that died, over total number of the cases, total number of the cases of that disease. Okay, that is fatality rate. So now to create this, what we do is to use this guy. Remember, this guy, if you remember here, it is useful to extract a particular column from your data frame. But now remember, this fatality rate does not exist yet. But we are saying that we are making this fatality rate to be, we are getting this guy from the result of this guy. Okay, from the result of this guy. For example, let me cut this and then let me run this. See what happened here. When I say COVID-19 data frame, you know what this one means, right? This guy will help us to extract the COVID-19 death cases. Okay, this guy will help us to extract COVID-19 cases. Okay, and when we run it, we will get this guy, which is the result of our operation. And now we are saving the result of our operation by using this guy. Okay, just that we say um the result is equal to the result is z is equal to a times b. A is the z that we have does not exist yet, but a and b we have it already. So when we multiply a and b, then that will give us z. That's exactly what is happening here. This one is your z, right, which does not exist yet, but you are getting it from the result of uh please, so I'm just using it as an example. You are getting this z, okay, from a and b. You are getting this z by dividing a and b. Okay, that is exactly what this one means. Okay, COVID-19 data frame, you extract this guy, okay, and then this one you extract it and you also divide this guy by this. So automatically, if a and b, if you know the value of a and b, then you can get your z. So that is what gives us this. And when we run it, you will not see the result because the result is already saved in your data frame. Now to get the result, you have to call on the data frame. Okay, that is what we have here. When I call it, okay, you can see the fatality rate here, which is this. Okay, and sometimes you may even want to make the fatality rate to be in percentage. In this case, I can multiply this guy by 100. Invalid syntax. What happened? Oh, sorry, times 100. Okay. Now, if I run this, you can see that our fertility rate is this. This is 0.14%, 1.55%, 1.78%, and 7.31%. Those people that studied epidemiology, they understand what this means, okay? But let's not get into this. Okay, so what we are doing is called feature engineering. You are correct. Okay, we are doing feature engineering, or we are creating the right variable, from the existing variables. Okay, what else? So here we are creating another feature engineering, or we are creating another derived variable, and this time around we are creating discharge rate, and discharge rate has this formula: total recovered cases over COVID-19 cases. So I want somebody to help me to do that by using this data frame. Just give me this is the formula. Let me extract the formula out. Okay, and you will show me how to run that. Oh, I hope you have not seen the result already. Okay, this is data frame. All right, let me just put this guy here. This is data frame. Okay, now create the discharge rate from the data frame. Show me how you do that. Show me how to do this. You have discharge rate, okay, as another variable that you'll be getting from total recovered cases over COVID-19 cases. Okay. I'm waiting for the result. And to some of you that want to see the the video that we have recorded before in Pandas data analysis, you can just copy that link and you can watch it later. Okay, you can copy that later and watch it. Otherwise, we can continue to our live video. All right. Who has ever done it? Nobody yet. Okay. Thank you, Tony. COVID-19 data frame discharge. All right. Yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Tony, you got it. Anybody else? Okay. It's only Tony that got it. Nobody else again. Cool. Tony is our class rep now. Until somebody got it again. So, Henry, I just sent the link again. So that is the link. You can just find a way to copy it. And it's already on the WhatsApp group again. Okay. Okay. Anybody? Thank you so much. I can see Ebenezer. I can see Deji. I can see Ayodun Donze. Akazugo. Thank you so much. Anthony, you are the best. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anthony, this one will get through an error for you. Anthony, please try to correct it. This one will throw an error. Okay, I can see Abdulamin. Thank you very much. Temitope, you got it. Thank you. Exactly. So that is how to do that. Okay. Let's see. Now, let's see how to drop a particular column. Let's say you are a data scientist, you are the head of data scientist in your company, and your CEO asks you, a particular data set. For example, they ask you the customer data set, and you know that it is not good for the CEO to see the amount that such a customer, has, you know, and it is good to actually protect your customer data. Otherwise, they can sue you, so that's very good. Data scientist job is very sensitive and you must be careful. Otherwise, everybody, they can easily arrest anybody. Please don't fall into any trap of data protection, data anonymity, and all of that. Please be careful. No, you must know how to protect your customer data. It's very, very important. If you are not dealing with customer data, if you carry out a survey, you must be careful about how you protect the participant data. For example, when I work at 54 Gene, the phone number, the disease of the participant in a particular study, we don't release it so that nobody can their information will not just leaked. They can sue you. So now let's see how to use that concept, to know the dropping and removing a particular columns from a data frame. For example, you have this data frame. Remember, you have this registration data frame, and let's say you want to drop a country from the data frame. To do that, you will use dot drop attributes. It's very simple. Dot drop attributes. Okay, and then you will specify the axis. So this axis, what does it mean? Is the operation that you want to work with, and it accepts 0 and 1. 0 is for row and 1 is for column. Okay, so if I say axis is equal to 1, for example, axis is equal to 1, then it will remove it for me. Can you see? There is no more country here. But because I'm coming from R programming, so axis is equal to 0 and 1, I might make a mistake. That is why I always use columns here, so that I know that when I hear columns, my brain will say it is column you want to remove and not row. So they say the two works together. Okay, either you say axis is equal to 1, or you say axis is equal to columns. Okay, so that's just it, and that's how to remove a given variable, in your data frame. Just like we have the in place, argument, the same thing also happen in drop too. Because this one here, if you call the registration data frame again, you will see that the guy is still there. Can you see? The country is still there. The only way to replace this guy is to either create a new variable here, or create the same variable that will replace the existing variable, or you apply in place is equal to true, just like we did it for rename. Just as we did it for rename, okay, you can also do the same thing for this one here. So just say in place is equal to true, and that will get it removed. Okay, any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? You are a data scientist. Why imputing? Why do you want to say why using in place is equal to true? I just said it now. If you don't say in place equal to true, right, your data frame will not be transformed except you create a new variable that will hold the result. Instead of creating new variable every time, it is important to just say in place equal to true. So that will replace your existing data frame, and then when you call the data frame again, you will see that the transformation has been put into work, or has been put in has been data frame has been transformed. So you now have the new data frame without you creating a new variable. That is what in place is doing. Should value be in dictionary just like rename? No. That is let's see. No, it doesn't have. This time around you're not using dictionary. So but if you want to drop many variables, right, you only put it as a list. As you can see, for example, here. So here I'm dropping active cases, I'm dropping population, and then you specify the axis. Either you say one or you say columns, and then you will now say in place is equal to true. Okay, all right. I That is how to do that. Any question here before we move into how to filter a data frame? Is it more like an index row? It's not. Remember, column is not an index. Okay, column, you have variables. You are working in the bank, for example, and which good example can I cite? Oh, and the particular department is asking you to give them the following data. Number one, the customer data that includes name, includes gender, includes where they are residing, includes their residence, includes their how will I call it, their which one again, their guarantor, for example. When you're opening account before, they always collect guarantors information, right? So now, as you know, the data that you have a lot of information, including the amount that the person has in their account. But this time around, the another department who is requesting for the data, they are not asking you those information. They just want you to give them the name of the customer, the gender, the residence, and which one again, or any information apart from all the other ones that they did not tell you. So how do you do it? You have to use the drop to remove other columns that you don't want. And that's exactly what the drop can help you to do. Otherwise, you can easily select those columns by using the square bracket, or by using the dot ilog and specify the columns that you wanted. That's all. Okay, let somebody even do it for me as an exercise here. Now, number one, you are working with me in the bank. Imagine I'm the bank manager and I ask you as my data scientist to give me the following information. Number one, the name of the person. Okay, the name. Give me gender. Give me residence. Okay, what else again can I ask? Gender. Okay, tell me whether the person is still alive or dead. Okay, so this is the information. But now you now have several information. You have up to 30 information in your data set. Okay, so how can you select those variables that are requested? How can you select those variables out of 30 variables that you have in your data frame? Somebody should do it for me, please. I need you to give me gender, name, gender, residence, and alive. In the column alive, you will see several alive or the person has dead. Okay, has died rather. How can you select it for me? Somebody should do it for me. A data scientist should do it for me. So there are several ways to do it. I want somebody to use the the uh the square bracket index to do it for me. Another person to use the ilog for me. Another person to use to do the dot loc for me. Another person to use dot drop for me. So let's see how you can do it. Kò tí dàrú, kò tí dàrú, kò tí dàrú. You are a data scientist working with me. I'm the back manager and you are working with me as my data scientist. And I just call you because it is late already, and I ask you because my CEO also need the data to give me name, gender, resident, and alive. And in the database or data set on your computer, you have about 30 variables. So how can you select those name, gender, resident, and alive variables that are needed? Can we see your data? No, you are not seeing my data. Assuming you have my data set with you, and I call you now, and I give you 3 minutes to quickly do it for me. As my data scientist, how can you do it? If you don't know it, that day I will sack you. Eh? Because if I don't answer my CEO can also sack me too. And it is good for me to sack you than my CEO sack me. Anybody? Okay. I can see James, gender, alive, name. Okay. Thank you so much. But it's good to follow the instruction. James, it is good that name comes before the gender. Okay. Remember, everybody always view the data from the left to the right, not another order again. Okay. From the left to the right. And it's good to know how to organize your data set as a data scientist. You don't just start with gender alive and I will be seeing the name at the end. No. Everybody is following James. Why? Gender, alive, name, residence. No, let the name come first. Okay, thank you so much. All right, I can see that, Nola. Thank you very much. Damilola, this one will get you an error. We throw an error because you don't show me the index. Okay, remember this one will throw an error. Okay, it will throw an error. You know, ilog is in order of row and column. Okay, blessed. Blessed has dropped everything I requested though. Blessed, why are you dropping all these variables? Those are the one I requested you to give me now, and you've dropped it. Then the data you gave me were not relevant. So I'm going to sack you. Okay. Ayo Aguda. Thank you so much. You got it. Rosie, you did not get it. Catherine has dropped everything I requested. Oh no. Catherine, I'm going to suspend you. Okay, who else again? Okay, Temitope Samuel, thank you. You got it. Oh, you did not. Let me see. You did not get it because you did not put your name, gender, resident in the list. Okay, this one will throw an error. Who else again? Abiola. Yes, you got it. Thank you very much. Who else again? John. All right, clap for John. John, you got it. If you don't get it, I'm going to sack you. Otherwise, the CEO will sack me too. So it's better for me to sack you than to sack me. And they sack me. Oh. Client data dot log name. Oh, Anthony, you did not get it. Okay, so that is all. For those that got it, thank you very much. You have your job. Your job is being deserved. Thank you. Thank you. I'm saying this because you may have a very difficult manager, right? If you don't give them what they requested, you just see query the following day. And in fact, they can even sack you instantly. So you need to prepare. You need to prepare. My CEO can just call not my CEO, the head of the department can just call me at any time. Ezekiel, I need this, I need that. And she will give me tight deadline. And you must not get any error, otherwise you may not know what is going to happen. Okay. Temitope Samuel, you did not get it. Sorry. Your resource will be this. Temitope, look at it. Oh, this is how you should do it. Okay, this is how it should be done. Temitope, that is for you. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much. So now let's see how to filter data frame. Remember yesterday in NumPy, you saw how to filter a particular, element from an array. Now let's see how to filter with a data frame. Now imagine you still have this data frame, right? Registration data frame, and you want to select or filter for gender that is a male. Is it male? Yes. Gender that is female. Okay. So how can you do that? Of course, I don't want to start teaching you like primary school. So to filter that data frame, so this is what you will do, just like we have done for NumPy array. So here, the name of the data frame, okay. So here under the square bracket, the condition that you want to filter with is what will be inside this place, as you can see. Here, remember the registration data frame set here is to select the gender from the data frame, okay. And now you are equating it to female. Okay, so this one we throw through series of true and false where this condition is met, right? Or is satisfied. Now, where the condition is true, that is what will come up in the data frame. For example, when you run it, you will get this result to include only the gender female in the data frame. And that is how to do that. Elizabeth, no, all of you are still keeping your job, please. I can see many people, they still kept their job. Thank you very much. Okay. I only use that scenario to make you understand how data science life used to be. Your guy can call you at any time, ask for the data, especially if you are their data manager or you are their brilliant data scientist, they will come for you. So you need to be ready for any task. Okay. So now that is how to do that. Any question? So I have this one for you, everybody, and this is where I'm going to end today by the grace of God. You have the COVID-19 data frame. Okay, I will show you the COVID-19 data. It's like this, and then I'm asking you to give me another data frame where COVID-19 cases is less than 3,000, and I ask you how many rows do you have in that. Another one is give me a data frame. When I say data frame, that is I'm asking about data set. Give me data set. Imagine you are working with NCDC. Is it NCDC? NCDC. Let me see. NCDC. Okay, yes. You are working with Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Okay. And the CEO, is it the CEO or the director of NCDC is asking you to give them, they want to, that time during 2019, when COVID-19 was rampant. Oh my God, a lot of people requested data from me. I could not sleep sometimes, because we need to publish several papers, work with several agents, and on the platform of Vodan, that's Virus Outbreak and Data Network. Within Africa and Asia. Okay. Now, imagine you have the data frame or data set. Don't worry that we have not imported our data set. Oh. Everything we have been doing since morning. When we start importing data, I will not come back to this one again. You just be applying all the things I've taught you today. Remember, on Monday, God willing, you will import a data set and you start applying several operations on it. Please don't take me back again to this class. Now, see, they ask you to give them a data set whose COVID-19 cases is less than 3,000. Okay, and then give them another data set whose death cases is less than 50 and total recovered cases is just 200. So over to you. Some people have been doing it already. Let me see what you are doing. For less than, let me see. Yes, Ebenezer, if you want to break down the code, you can break it down. Otherwise, you can just move in the express. Okay, Ayo Aguda, let me see. All right, COVID-19 less than 3,000. Please clap for Ayo. You got it? Ayo, when I see you, I will give you one code Martina. Thank you. One bottle of Martina. Anytime you see me, collect it, okay? Okay, Oluwatimileyin, let me see. Okay, you got it, but there's no bottle of Martina for you. Anybody that got the second one will get one code bottle of Martina anywhere you see me in the world. So let's see who can do the second example for us. Anybody? Second example. Nobody has done the second example. Is it hard? Yeah, we are using two conditions. The first condition is death cases is less than 50. The second condition is total recovered is exactly 200. Anybody? 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 Okay. Second example. Let's see how you will do it. Okay. Anybody? Nobody has done the second example. Waiting happen now. Guys, waiting happen. Please do it for me. Thank you so much. Abiola, COVID-19 less than 50. This one will not do the work for us, please. God, I beg go. If you don't get it, wherever you see me, I will collect code of bottle of Martina from you. Wherever you see me and I identify you, you will give me one bottle of Martina. Okay. Somebody wants to get it. Emmanuel, you almost got it, oh, but This is okay. Somebody has finally gotten it. Is it? No, 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 no. It's a throw an error. Oluwatimileyin, try again later, play. Try again. You almost got it. Try again later. Try again later. Eke, where I see you, you give me one bottle of Martina. Abimbola. No, 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 no. You did not get it. I'm sorry. Try again later. Try again later. Try again. You almost got it, oh, but you did not. Your syntax is wrong. But if it is exam now, I can give you 70 out of 100. Tony Water, can you repost your own again? Tony data data frame. Tony, you are only creating a data frame. I didn't ask you to create a data frame. I asked you to give me this data frame. Your manager is angry, oh, otherwise I will slash your salary. Emmanuel, oh great, somebody has finally gotten it. Oh, somebody has gotten it. Okay, let's do this. The solution is this. Everybody, here is the solution. Okay, can you see? Here is the solution, everybody. So you can see here, because we have two conditions, okay? So you have to put it in bracket. Here is your first condition, can you see? And because the condition is using and, okay, you can see, death cases is less than 50 and the total recovered is less than 200. So that is why you are going to use two conditions for this. Okay, you can see this is the second condition. It's also less than 200, you can see here. So that is it. And they now ask you how many rows do you have for this, and then you just apply those shape. You can see you just have 8 rows. No, you have one row. You only have one row. So this is the result of the something. Can you see? Okay. I'm going to give you this one as an assignment. Okay. So please look for this script in the file that you have. Okay, you can read the information. Okay, so you have the following, and they ask you how many rows and columns are in this data frame. So don't just manually count it. Create a panel data frame. Of course, they already asked you here. They ask you to create a data frame here. Can you see? They ask you to create a data frame, and then they started asking you all these questions. So when you are, oh, I have solved it. Oh no, why now? Oh no, 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 no. Why did I solve this? Do I have any exercise? No, 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 no. Oh no, no, I don't have. Let me see the second, the second, the second, the second script that you have. Let me see. Let me see the second. Open the folder. Open this guy. The get analysis, and then let's look for the pandas. I don't need to save it. Don't save. Okay. Okay. So now let me open this guy. Open folder. I need to open this one here. So this is the one we gave you, if you remember, right? And from there, I want to go into pandas. Where is pandas? Yes, pandas. Okay, and I have the exercise here. Uh, what is this? It's not. Okay. Now let me see Pandas exercise. Okay. So please look for this exercise in your oh no. This one is asking you to import and we have not done any importation. Okay, don't worry. Use the one I have, but I've created a solution. Just try to read it and see how I did it, so that we can meet on God willing. We can meet on Monday, and then we continue from where we stopped. Okay, so please try to look at this one here. Look at this the review of our data frame. So this one is just reviewing it. Okay, look at it. Try to read look at the way I did it, and on Monday, God willing, we move into how you can import your data sets. Okay, how you can import a data set is what we look at on Monday, God willing. And when you are coming on Monday, make sure you come with your own data set, be it your company data set, be it your church, your parish data set. Come on Monday and you will see several ways at which we can open or import any data set, such as Excel, JSON, HTML, SAS, SPSS, and Stata. Okay. May the Lord bless everything you have gotten today and spare our lives until the Monday. Bye bye and see you again.